Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Holly. Today I'm reading confessions from Reddit. Let's get into it. I faked my brother's DNA test results to hide the fact that our father isn't his biological dad. My brother and I have always been close. Our father passed away 5 years ago, and our mother followed him last year. I'm very sorry. While I was clearing out her old desk, I found a hidden folder with medical records and a letter that made it clear my brother was the result of a brief affair that she had had during a rough patch in their marriage, and our dad never knew. Come on, Mom. Ooh, Mom's messy. A few months ago, my brother got into that ancestry and DNA trend. He bought a kit for himself and one for me as a fun brotherly project. I was terrified. I knew that if he uploaded his data, he'd find a whole side of the family that he didn't recognize, and our dad's relatives wouldn't show as a match. I managed to intercept the mail when his results came back in a physical report. He opted for the printed version. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and it was horrifyingly easy to scan the document, edit the markers and the percentages to match mine, and reprint on the same high-quality paper. I gave him the envelope and watched him open it. He was so happy. He looked at the 99% match of our shared heritage and said, "Man, I really am a chip off the old block, just like Dad." Oh. I felt like I was dying inside. Every time he talks about our family history or looks at a photo of our father, I feel like a fraud. I've essentially rewritten his entire identity and stolen his chance to know his real biological father, who might still be out there. I did it to protect him. I didn't want him to feel like his whole life was a lie, or that our dad wasn't his. But now I'm the one living a lie. I regret it every single day, but I can never take it back now without destroying him completely. I'm going to carry this to my grave. Oh man, that's messy. I can see why you did it. You obviously care about your brother a lot, but really, honesty is the best policy. What if he goes on to Ancestry online and looks at the results? They're not going to be the same as the paper that got sent to him. And he might be upset with you for violating his trust. This was a mistake. A guy in my university accommodation blocked me, so I reported his pet snails. A guy in my university accommodation building always used to say hi to me and seemed happy to see me, saying hi when we bump into each other in public. One night, he messaged me out of the blue and invited me down to his room, where it turned out that he had a load of pet insects, including enormous snails. He proceeded to make a move on me, which surprised me, and though a little taken back, I did go along with it. Only the following day, not only did he block me, but when I passed him on the stairs with his friend, they both laughed at me. They laughed at you? I went right to the front desk and reported his snails. He was given 1 day to get rid of them. From what the staff told me, he took them away eventually and they weren't forcibly taken or hurt. But I feel a bit bad now because he really did love the snails and was quite upset. But I'm not going to take being laughed at like that. Girl, you're funny. Vindictive, yes, but I mean, he shouldn't have laughed at you. Who laughs at someone like that? That's just rude. I hope his snails are in a good place, though. Free breakfast club at hotels you're not staying at. For years, I've been going to hotels that I'm not staying at and casually having free breakfast. Free coffee, free fruit. Don't get me started on the waffle station. Sometimes I'll swim in the pool or the hot tub afterwards. I have a collection of hotel keys from various stays. I put the card on my table and nobody says a word. I've been busted once, and I'm pretty sure it's because my ex kept tagging the hotels on posts. Even then, the manager only followed us out and told us not to do it again there, so I just don't go back there. I feel like this is kind of a victimless crime. They make and throw away so much food, it's disgusting. I realize that they can't afford to feed the world. However, I don't think many people do it, and more people should. Had I known I could just walk in and eat, I would have done it in my 20s when I was super broke. I went without eating lots of times back then and didn't actually have to do that. I could have just walked in and ate. Who else has done it? This is funny. It kind of is a victimless crime. This comment says, honestly, as someone who worked hotel breakfast shifts, we know. We just don't get paid enough to care. We made drivers damage their vehicles on our property. My ex husband and I used to live in a house on a property that was curved to the right as you drove down our road. Often, drivers would drive through a section of the property to make their drive straight, not paying attention to the curve of the road. We had a well manicured property with fresh gravel, wood chips, and grass, and I would regularly have to sweep off the street back onto our property from this and cut across issue. One day we got an idea that we would find two boulders, about 3 feet high, and place them in two perfect spots that would prevent this issue. We even installed reflector stickers on each boulder for warning to drivers that they were there. Night after night, after putting the kids to bed, I would get out my crocheting, sit by the window, and listen to the banging, scraping, clunking, and swearing of people hitting those rocks over and over. Bylaw even came to the house and confirmed that the boulders were on our property and we didn't have to move them. Sweet justice. Man, I miss that place. This is pretty funny, actually. I mean, it's your property. You put markers on the boulders. People need to pay attention when they're driving. I hate entitled drivers. This person says, love this. Sometimes a little clever justice is the sweetest satisfaction. Sounds like you handled it perfectly. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.